this is
It's a lot more
very
orchestral and synthetic.
Yes. It's got like a groove and like a backing to it, as opposed to something on its own. Like I feel like you could take the lyrics out of this and just use the instrumentals, and it'd be like kind of placeholder music that you put in movies and stuff, or you could just see it as some of the background music and like kind of a darker toned film or something like that.
Yeah. The heavy...
And that's not like I'm sorry, let me just say this. That's not like a dig against the music. I think that's tied into the tone and the themes of the album, is wanting to feel just kind of like the background noise a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The closest we get to a heaviness to any and all of this album is The Doomed, and maybe a little bit of The Contrarian, but still, on a whole, this album feels more symphonic, and I feel like that plays in this album's wheelhouse, because the thing about A Perfect Circle is that the band really evolves consistently. I mean, Mirdanams and was also... It almost felt like this. It almost felt like this album in that... But however, it still had the heaviness of 13th Step, but Mirdanams had that kind of transitioning point between between that and what would become this several years later.
Okay.
Because again, Perfect Circle is one of those bands that is always trying to evolve, and the reason why they take so fucking long with albums is, yeah, they want to get this right. It's not like with most... Because I see this so many times that bands, whenever they say, oh, we want to be experimental and try something new, we want to evolve for the fans, they do it, and it doesn't really hit the mark. So, yeah, practice makes perfect. So I can... and a lot of the band members were really like, if we were going to, if we're going to do this and do this, type of album, we had to get it right and really had to make sure the lyrics and the music could be in perfect sync with one another. And I feel like they really, hit home with that, because honestly, had this been a little heavier, if it had been like just the heaviness and just almost metal form to it, I feel like I'd be a little turned off by it. You know what I always wanted a cartoon of? I wanted Wile to go directly to Acme Corporation and go, this is not working. Him going directly to the Acme Corporation and them trying to sell all the... You can even have Daffy Duck being the one who's been his salesman.
Oh my fucking god, yes, please give me that. I need it in my life so badly. I never knew I wanted anything more than what you just said. That, oh my... Oh god, that's genius, Deadpoolzilla. Oh, I'm in love. Oh my god, I want that so badly right now. Someone please make a fan comic of it, please. You will have all my money. Yeah, no, that'd totally work. Oh, because Daffy's so the one that would keep selling. I could imagine Daffy'd be like the top Acme salesman, because he sells all his shit to Wile, and like Acme's all like, oh, this product doesn't work at all, it's terrible, and Daffy's like, nah, I got this. I got a guy. And he just, oh my god! Oh man, that's so
Could
good.
you imagine, Wile, having enough of his shit and chasing him all through the Acme factory?
Alright, so I agree with the general premise that Star Trek got much better after Gene Roddenberry died. I agree with that. But something I get annoyed about is it got better because it was easier to write, because the writers weren't held to the same standards Roddenberry had. And while Roddenberry's standards were kind of ridiculous sometimes, there is a legitimate challenge and a truly noble purpose behind the idea of finding a better way, having that optimistic vision of the future. So, yeah, I don't mind this story so much, but this isn't the kind of Star Trek that I get engaged with and really interested in, because ultimately you put the characters in a no-win scenario where they're going to have to, like, someone in this has to die, right? That's just kind of the situation. Someone has to die. Whereas, so, like, Roddenberry would have thrown this script out, right? Whereas he would have had it like some kind of, Kirk would have given a speech and slapped him, and there would have been like a realization. And that's a generalization. There's plenty of like sad endings in original series episodes too. But like there would have been some kind of speech, and the guy would have seen the error of his ways and all that. And maybe that can't happen. Maybe you could do something in the middle, give a speech, have him realize that he's seeing the error of his ways, but if you still want to go dark, maybe instead of giving himself up and for rehabilitation and all that stuff, maybe he just kills himself. Like that could still be the dark, tragic ending that leaves our heroes in kind of a weird place, but it would be, to my mind at least, more in with what I find engaging about Star Trek.